Hey friend, welcome back to Chronic Health Solutions. Are you doing all of the right things but still feel exhausted, foggy, or just stuck in your chronic symptoms? You're not doing it wrong, friend, I promise. In this episode, we're going to talk about why healing isn't linear, what might really be going on beneath the surface, and how to keep going without giving up or burning out. Let's get started. Welcome to Chronic Health Solutions. If you're more than just a tired mom, I'm talking trying to make it through the day without crashing by noon, you're not alone. I'm Ashley, a wife, mom, and certified health coach. I have been where you are, battling chronic health symptoms and chronic illness, things like brain fog, joint pain, and fatigue that made me wonder if I'd ever feel like myself again. After uncovering root causes like stress, poor sleep, and hormone imbalance, I found simple health routines to begin to feel better, one simple habit at a time. Keeping up with your kids is not impossible. Pop in your earbuds and take a break from the chaos. It's you time. You've tried the vitamins, you've cut out gluten, you've read the blog posts, downloaded the checklist, and maybe even done the therapy, but you still wake up tired. You still feel wired and foggy at the same time. You still wonder if it's your fault that you can't keep up anymore. Friend, I want to encourage you, it is not your fault. Your body has just been in survival mode for far too long. If you're stuck in a cycle of exhaustion, brain fog, and stress that you can't shake, then the Conquer Chronic Symptoms Challenge is for you. This free, live 1-hour challenge is going to help you uncover what's actually draining you so you can stop guessing and start feeling better with a simple daily habit roadmap. To join us, go to conquer.ashleybraden.com or find the link in the show notes below. I'll see you inside. Can I be really honest with you? There have been moments in my own healing journey where I did everything right. I was eating right, getting rest, managing my stress, and yet I still felt like garbage. And in those moments, the question always came, what is the point in even trying and putting in all this effort if nothing is changing? If you are there right now, you're still stuck in fatigue, inflammation, joint pain, any kind of symptoms, anxiety, burnout, depression, exhaustion, I just want to speak to you and to your heart today. I just want to encourage you. You are not doing it wrong. You are not broken, and you are not alone in this feeling and this struggle. I remember one week where I had made so many good choices: consistent bedtime, doing stretches, making sure I was managing my stress, home-cooked meals. I was even following an AIP diet, taking time to do deep breathing, drinking enough water, and I felt really proud of myself. And then, boom, out of nowhere, I woke up with joint pain, brain fog. I was feeling irritable and exhausted. I remember feeling so defeated because I was thinking, what's the point? It felt like I had done all of this effort and it was for nothing. But what I realized at that time and what I have to remind myself of now is that healing is not linear. The body does not heal on our timeline. It is responding to decades of patterns, stress, depletion, and trauma. Sometimes it does need more time. Sometimes it needs more rest. Sometimes it's healing under the surface, even when we cannot feel it yet. So today, I want to share with you 3 different truths to remember whenever healing is feeling stuck, plus some practical ways to live with those symptoms, really, when your energy is low and you're feeling that frustration about just not feeling as well as you think you should be, when you feel that frustration rising. So the first thing I want to encourage you is that progress is not always visible. And this is really hard because if we're putting in the work, we want to see the result, which I think is just human nature. But just because you feel stuck does not mean that nothing is happening. Just because you don't necessarily feel a specific way or symptom or relief of a symptom that you thought you would does not mean that healing is not happening. Your body is going to work on its own timeline. Internal systems like digestion, hormone balance, immune function, and nervous system repair often improve before you can feel those results. So your body might be in a rebuilding phase. So I just want to encourage you, don't quit now. Think about a garden in early spring. If you know me, you know I love gardening and growing things. When you plant those seeds in the early spring, or maybe you even plant starts, you're not really seeing a lot happening above ground. But then under the soil, the roots are growing, the seed is breaking open, and the plant is basically strengthening in order to put off that fruit at a later time. And the whole system is just preparing for a breakthrough. So think about your body and healing in the same way. Try this whenever it feels like nothing is changing. if you're thinking, man, I'm putting in a lot of effort and I feel like I'm not seeing the amount of results that coincide with the amount of effort I'm putting in, then I encourage you to start tracking your small wins. Write down one thing that you did today that supported your healing. Maybe it was that you drank enough water. Maybe you stepped outside and got a little bit of sunlight. Maybe you took your supplements. Seeing that progress on paper can keep your brain from falling into that I'm failing mode or the I'm nothing mode. One thing I notice about myself that I think is true for a lot of us is that we tend to miss the small improvements. I've noticed this in so many different areas of my life. And so to really get intentional about saying, and really learning to focus and find those small improvements, it can improve your outlook, not only on your health, but also on life overall. Because when we start to realize, okay, wait, maybe I didn't see this massive shift in this symptom, but I am noticing, for instance, maybe I'm not feeling extremely energized like I thought I would, but I did notice that, that energy crash didn't hit me for like an hour later. Well, maybe it's not exactly what you hoped for, but you're still making progress in the right way. And when we can begin to really shift and focus on those positive things and really lean into what is going right, not only does it boost our mental health, but also I really feel like it helps us to continue to be motivated in focusing on doing the things that we know are going to be healing for our body. And then the other thing you can do with this is lean into the Power 9 rhythms. And this is what I talk about during my coaching program, is really getting those foundational Power 9 locked in so that we can make sure that we are doing everything we can to feel our best. So if you can't do it all, focusing on one anchor rhythm like hydration or bedtime consistency for rest, those really foundational habits are going to keep that momentum for healing going and going and going, even whenever maybe you're not feeling the relief that you thought you would yet. You're really building that solid foundation. Okay, the second thing I want you to remember is that stress and setbacks do not mean failure. So a flare-up, a poor night of sleep, or an emotional meltdown does not erase the progress that you've made prior to that. Healing happens in cycles. So every dip, every time that we feel a little better, then we have a setback. Every dip is an invitation for us to just pause, to reset, and to return to what we know works for our specific body. It doesn't mean that you have to do more. It just might mean that you need to take some time to recover, to allow your body the time to recover and to heal. And we talk about that whenever we have, especially if we're talking about a stress, like stress that has flared up any kind of symptom, we really do need to focus on, we have the stress, now we need to give our body time to recover from the stress so that it can reset. And the thing is, we have to remember that all of our bodies have limits. And when we're healing, those limits are going to be closer or maybe smaller than we think. So we can't continue to push ourselves and expect to be healing. And if we're going to ignore the limits that our body is telling us it has, we're going to delay progress. So if we can really learn to listen to the limits that our body has and respect them, that can begin to speed up the healing process. So when you hit a setback, I want you to try this. Use the reset rule. Instead of trying to overhaul everything, because you might think, okay, I've tried all of this other stuff and none of it's working, so now apparently I need to switch up every single thing that I've been doing. Instead of doing that, return to just one calming rhythm that you trust, that you know works for you. It could be gentle stretching before bed. It could be making sure that you're getting your morning Bible devotional time. It could be that you're making sure you're getting enough water every single day. The other thing you need to do is break the all or nothing cycle. And this is where I know some of you have reached out to me and said that you also struggle with pushing yourself to the point of basically not being able to function and just completing that cycle. It's like we push, we collapse, we have to be down for 3 days because we pushed ourselves so hard, and then we just complete this, we repeat the cycle. And so I know I'm not alone in this, and I think that is also rooted in the all or nothing mindset, which is, instead of thinking, okay, well, today's ruined, I feel horrible, or I had gluten and I've been trying to avoid it. Just ask yourself, what is one thing that I can do right now in this moment that's going to help me feel better for the next 15 minutes? And then just focus on that small action. It can really reset your brain and your body and get you out of that thinking of that you have to have everything perfect. Okay, number 3 is that you are allowed to slow down and still be healing and focusing on healing your body. You do not have to hustle and push to heal your body. Your body does need rest. Your nervous system needs slowness. It needs calmness. Your soul needs grace. It needs connection with the Lord. So consistency over intensity is going to win every time. And I think if you have a similar personality to me, this is a hard pill to swallow because we're just wired to push, 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 go, go, go. And so slowing down can almost feel painful. But if we can slow down and instead stick with what we know we can be consistent with over time, that is where we are going to see true progress. Now, keep in mind, slowing down does not mean that you are lazy or you're unmotivated. It means that you are working with your body instead of fighting and pushing against it. In fact, rest really is one of the most overlooked active healing tools that we have. So whenever you really want to focus on slowing down, but at the same time, you have this idea in your mind that slowing down feels like giving up, I want you to try this. Reframe rest as medicine for your body. Remind yourself that my body needs rest to repair, to rebuild, and to restore. So I am going to prioritize rest in my day. Then I want you to schedule some mini pauses. It could be even 5 minutes of lying on a couch with your eyes closed, listening to calming music. It could be anything like that. Just taking those 5-minute breaks just to sit and rest, to give your body time to breathe. And then one other thing I want you to do is keep one joyful ritual. And this I really like because I think so often we forget to do things that make us happy. We forget to do things that bring joy to our life. So look for something small that you can do every day and really just look forward to that brings you joy. Maybe it's a warm cup of tea or coffee. Maybe it's sitting in the sun for a few minutes. Maybe it's texting a friend. Maybe it's a picture that you hang up on your wall and every time you look at it, it makes you smile. Whatever it is, just remember that we need to plug in those little areas of joy into our day. All right, friend, this is what I want you to hear today. If you are still showing up for yourself, even whenever it feels like it's not working, you are doing the work. You are building resilience. You are laying a healthy foundation. It is not a waste. You're not wasting your time. It's just that it's not going to instantly make everything better. One day, though, you will look back and realize that those slow, steady, imperfect days were the ones that were building the strength that you needed to feel better and to keep going. And I know that because I have experienced that in my life as well. So can you just take a minute and stop and write down one thing that you are doing well today? Then I want you to write down one gentle step that you can keep doing, even if you feel stuck or if you feel like you're not seeing the progress that you thought you would. That could be drinking water, could be getting out and getting some sunlight. It could be doing a 3-minute reset. It could be doing a body check-in. Because healing is not about changing everything all at once. It is about showing up day after day after day with grace for ourselves and consistency, even whenever it feels hard. All right, friends, that is what I have for this episode. I hope that it was encouraging for you. If it was, I would love for you to reach out to me and share and let me know. I love hearing from you guys. And I just want to leave you with this. And just really this encouragement to keep choosing to give your body what it needs. I'm with you, and I will see you back next time. Hey friend, I hope you found today's episode helpful. If you did, would you take a minute to share it with another mom who's struggling with chronic symptoms? And leave a review on Apple Podcasts. It means the world to me to know this podcast is making a difference for you. All right, it's time for me to go tackle those snack requests, and remember that a short walk, even if the kids turn it into a race, still counts as self-care. Keep chasing those little wins, even when it feels messy, you're making progress. The information shared in this podcast is for educational and informational purposes only and is not a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Always consult your healthcare provider before making any changes to your health routine. I'm not a doctor, and this podcast is not intended to treat or diagnose any condition. You're the expert on your body. Listen to it and reach out to a trusted provider for support.